Well, good morning, magandang umaga, and welcome to today's episode of My PI Dream. Today is Friday, and it's going to be a continuation of some of the tasks that I haven't completed yet here in the house at Villa Feliz. I don't know if you see over my shoulder here, or from the camera, I'm doing some cleaning this morning. I have to do the cleaning every day, especially since Hapon is inside the house, and I cannot believe how much hair a short-haired dog can shed on a daily basis. I just want to kind of show you. I have my little broom, which over here they call these brooms Feliz, and I use this on a daily basis. I don't normally do this. Normally Ness is the one who's doing the sweeping and the maintenance of the house while I'm building and doing things out in the yard. And I always wondered, why is she doing this every single day? Well, we get a lot of wind over here. All the windows are open here. And the Philippines is in a rich farm-like environment. And if you've ever lived anywhere around farmland or vegetation and things like that, you'll know that there's a lot of dust that travels in the air. So I'm constantly doing what she was doing when she was here on a daily basis. I'm sweeping. But what I wanted to show you, I just want to show you the amount of dog here. And this is just a little bit. This is one area right here. You see this here? See that there? I haven't even done but just a little bit of the sweeping here this morning. And this is more here. It's a crazy amount of dog here that this little guy right here, I'm surprised he still has hair on his body. I don't know where all his hair is coming from. Well, anyway, that is my job this morning. I got to get this all cleaned up. Then I can start on today's project. What is today's project? I am not sure. Remember, I bought a bunch of stuff, and I'm just evaluating it when I get up in the morning and start to work on whatever project I feel. As long as you get a project done, if you have a bunch of projects to do, remember I talked about organization, it really doesn't matter. As long as you get projects done. It doesn't matter the order sometimes. Well, sometimes it does matter on the order because sometimes you have to finish one project before you do another one because that's the sequence that it works in. I don't want this to be an extremely long intro. I want to get into today's video and get things started. So anyway, I am going to get things started. Oh, by the way, here's Ness over here on the side. We're sitting here chatting this morning. As we do every single morning. And I'm answering your comments. There were so many if you look at yesterday's episode, I don't know if it was 358, 359 or something like that. If you look at yesterday's episode, there were a ton of comments, and I always try to answer as many of those with my morning coffee and breakfast before I start my day's work. And I hope that I do a good job answering a lot of your questions. And thank you very much for all of those comments, wonderful comments, suggestions about some of the stuff. And we're going to talk about some of that in today's episode. We're going to address some of those, so those of you who don't read the comments, you will get an opportunity to hear me talk about some of the comments. Well, let's go ahead and get today's episode underway. So without further delay, let's get today's video underway. Now it's time to start working. It's really late. I can't believe how late it is. But there were so many comments this morning, and I hate to not answer the comments before I get started for the day. And yesterday must have been a really good video. I'm glad many of you enjoyed yesterday's episode. because it was obvious by, again, the comments on the comments section. And it seemed like every time I would get to the top of the page and I'm done, I would hit a refresh and it would be 10 more comments that kept populating. But that's okay. There is no hurry. Again, my contractor doesn't start working here until what is today anyway? Today is the 17th. So he was supposed to start optimistically the last week of August, and then possibly, if he can't clear his schedule by that point, it'll be the first week of September, he promised. So I did my to-do list this morning, and these are items on the to-do list that when we talked about organization, the last step, and it kind of gets you in the path to get things done. Because if you don't have a to-do list, if you don't have some type of an organization, a lot of times things will slip your mind, and you're going to stand around wasting time wondering what you should do next. Now, I have a lot of things. I don't know. There is no priority, specific priority. They all have to be done. Again, like I said, the only thing that has to be done in a specific order is when one task is dependent on another, which I don't think I have a lot of them on here right now. So anyway, again, the beginning, coffee with and Skype with Ness. She's still on our Skype session in the background. I had breakfast. I fed the pups. And there's some things that I did this morning that aren't even on my to-do list. Like I took the dogs for a walk this morning. What else did I do? There was some other things that I did. The My PI Dream comments. That's always a priority for me every morning, and that's enjoyable. Answering emails. A lot of the emails are from you, and it's going to talk about the emails. What I would like to mention is I get lots of emails from you, and a lot of them are very long emails asking very specific questions. And if you do not get a response back from me immediately, rest assured I've read your comment, but I want to spend a little bit more time deliberating on my answer, because some of them are very specific, and you are expecting a good explanation for your questions. And a lot of it has to do with purchasing property. A lot of it has to do with legalities. And I want to make sure that I'm as accurate as possible when I'm responding to those. Again, I have to do grout for the second floor shower basin. That's that new grout that I have that has all the water sealant built into both the grout itself, or the characteristics, and the water sealant that you use in place of the water, the one that you use that actually will permeate inside and make it waterproofed. Accessories for the first floor CR. That's these boxes right here. I got to do the mount, the TV mount up in the master bedroom, and I'm going to build a real neat. I didn't put it on here because it's a little bit further down the road. I'm going to build a case for the TV that's going to have folding doors on it that's going to close, and you will not see the TV in the master bedroom. Ness is very specific about that. You can't have a mirror, you can't have any reflective device like the front of the TV inside the bedroom. It all has to do with feng shui, and she studies all that kind of stuff. But she says it's bad luck, so we will build a cabinet around that. Happy wife, happy life. Clean the grout for the master bedroom. There was a little water seepage. Remember, I mentioned that when we've been having all of this wind and rain over the past 4 to 5 months, the wind is blowing so hard. You know, in the Philippines, they don't do seals. Normally, they don't do seals underneath the doors. And there's a small, maybe 5 millimeter crack up underneath the door, and it blows the water. And some of the water kind of seeped in to the grout line inside there, and it did some staining. I have to clean that. Not a big deal, but that has to be done. And I have to do some follow-up with some of the vendors. Some of the people who were supposed to come out, some people who have done oculars here, and we have to do a follow-up to determine if we're going to do an award to them for a contract. So anyway, I have to decide which one of these I want to do. And today I want to do fun stuff. I've been doing some hard stuff around. It's all fun for me, but some construction tasks are more fun than others. And today I want to kind of take it easy. I'm not going to do a lot of stuff. I think the main focus for today is going to be these boxes you see here. These boxes are the accessories for all of the first floor comfort room, which are like towel rack, tissue paper holder, toothpaste holder, all that kind of stuff. That's that oil or bronze. So what we're going to do is we're going to open everything up. We're going to lay it out here in the sunroom. And I hope I have the right size drill bit. I think that's the first thing I'm going to look to make sure I have the masonry drill bit to anchor these inside there. And that is going to be the primary focus of today's episode. So before I get started today, I wanted to lay out all my tools, and then we will open up the boxes, then we'll proceed to installing the accessories. And my tools are pretty much simple stuff: a pencil, a tape rule, tape measure, a drill. Oh, and I want to talk something about a drill. For those of you, I know most of the men know this, but there are some women that would like to do this as well, and men that have not done this before. It is really advisable for your tool inventory, your tool arsenal, to get one of these kind of drills. I don't know if you can see it on here, but there's a indication, there's a little symbol on here. One is for a drill, one has a picture of a hammer on here. This is a hammer drill. And the hammer drills are great for going into concrete. And what it does, it has a impact type of a motion as it goes inside here and helps break some of the concrete. Or if you use it just like a regular drill in the drill mode, which it will act like a drill, it will be used as a drill. If you use that in concrete, you take a chance of burning your bit and not making it through in nearly an effective amount of time to accomplish your task. So anyway, I like DeWalt. It's one of my favorite manufacturers for tools inside the house. And this one's kind of beat up. This was brand new, but my builder didn't have some of the tools, so I let the workers use my tools. A lot of my tools are in pretty rough shape, but they're still working and they're still effective. Oh, also a level. Now this is overkill. This is my 4-foot level. Next time I go down to handyman, I need to put that on my to-do list. I need some shorter levels. I need like a torpedo level which is only about this big, and maybe a 2-foot, half the size of this, a 2-foot level. But levels are an extremely important part of your tool inventory. And I have a 8mm masonry bit. I think this is what I need for the anchors. And I have a bucket over here, and the bucket's going to be for cleaning. It's got some water and a rag inside. We're going to do cleaning. And the last thing that I believe I need is my vacuum cleaner, because when we start drilling through the tile and through the concrete, we need to clean up our mess. We need to take out the excess concrete that we're going to be drilling through, and we don't want to make a mess, and we'll pull it out. We need to make sure that the hole is clear for our anchors. Now let's go ahead and open up the boxes and look at our accessories and lay them out. Well, here are all the boxes. We're going to unbox each one, make sure all the parts are inside, and get these ready to install. I just want to mention that all of these were purchased from Vinova. You remember when we did the episode, about a week ago, where we went up to Audubon to the CW complex, where they have all those home improvement stores inside one facility. I stopped by Vinova, and I spoke with the salesman Roswell there. Very accommodating, very helpful. He actually went with me over to CW to look for some other parts for the P-traps and all. He left his store to go with me over there as well. Anyway, I do know that people picked up on the fact that this is available now at that complex, because when I went back there to pick all of this up right here, Roswell said he's had several people from around the Philippines coming into his store and mentioned that they saw these articles on my channel, on my PI Dream. So I want to thank all of you who went there and bought some items based upon my recommendations. And I'm sure that they're also appreciative there as well. And it's tough to find these oil rub bronze items. Anyway, let's go ahead and open these up, get everything laid out. This is the towel rack. We have the towel rack right here. This is the toothbrush holder. These are the glass. I'm not going to open up the glass yet. I don't want them to get broken. And this is the fixture for it. Next item I can see is the tissue holder. And the next item here is the small handtail rack. And I believe we have one more box here. And let's see what the last box is. That's a hook for bathrobes. Right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I think I'm missing one box. Let's see. Yep, one more item. And the soap holder. Now, placement of your towel rack, it's a personal preference. There are some guidelines, and a lot of guidelines have you putting these up around 48 inches. But 48 inches in this is pretty tall. It's a very tall bathroom, very small. If I do 48 inches, and I was thinking about putting it on this wall, I'm not a big fan about putting it above the lavatory, above the toilet. I want to leave that wall open. Plus, I also know all the electrical wires that run, the main electrical wires are embedded in the concrete directly behind it, so I don't want to take a chance of screwing into one of the electrical connections. But I think it would be better. I want it over here, right by the door of the shower enclosure. So now what I have to do is I have to figure out what height that I want. Remember, the standard height is about 48 inches, which is probably, maybe around like this high, but it won't look right inside. I already looked, it does not look right in this room right here. So what I want to do is I'm going to bring it up to what I feel comfortable. Remember, whatever you do when you're building your house, there is no 100% guideline. If it looks right to you, it feels good to you, and it's what you want, you do whatever you want. It's your house. So I'm going to go ahead and put it up about the mid between these towels right here. That way when I grab my towel, I can just grab my towel from right here, and when I get out of the shower. Also, I want to center it between the glass door here and this door right here. It's 126 centimeters between that. I'll find center point, and that's what will make the center point here. So that when you look at it and you have two boundaries, they will be, it will be centered. So I'm going to choose that. So let me go ahead and mark this off and get it installed. Well, the towel rack is installed, and I'm happy with its location. It's a little bit higher than normal, but it will fit fine. It's easy to grab. It will dry easier, along with the nice breeze that we get from this window over here, and I'm satisfied with that position. Now, the next thing I'm going to install is the tissue holder. Now, for this room right here, I don't have many choices. Actually, I only have one choice. Now, let me explain to you why I only have one choice for the location. Because if you look at the location of the lavatory right here, if I wanted to put, I would love it to be right here on this wall. Unfortunately, the lavatory is centered between the space between the vanity and the ledge here for the shower enclosure. Now, if I put the tissue holder right here, it is way too close in proximity of the lavatory. It encroaches on the person sitting here. It won't work. Now, I recommend that you sit down on the lavatory at a comfortable position. Now, the other place that we could put it is on the opposite wall, but it is such a far reach. No, I don't want to be struggling for the paper. You know what that is. So anyway, the only other location is over my left-hand shoulder here, over there where Nessa's sitting watching television back in the U.S. Now my recommendation is to put it in position where you want it, and this is where I'm going to put it. And make sure that you can insert your tissue paper inside the tissue holder, because if I put it way down here, I wouldn't be able to do it. I would kind of like it a little bit lower, but because of the amount of room between the lavatory and the holder, it's not going to work. So this is a comfortable area. I put it there. Again, one of my recommendations is sit down on the throne, sit down on the lavatory when you're finding a spot for this, and make sure that it's comfortable and works for you. I can't tell you how many houses or hotels I've gone to where I know it was left up to the workers to decide where your paper holder went to. And it's in some of the most awkward places that make no sense, that you have to be a gymnast, and you'd be able to do contortions with your body to be able to get your tissue paper. And that's because the owner wasn't there when they were making a decision on where to put the accessories. So one of the things, along with as much oversight as possible, is when they are doing accessories, make sure that you are there to tell your workers where to put it if you're not going to do it yourself. Now with the tissue holder in place and the towel rack in place, the next thing I'm going to work on is the bathrobe holder. I decided to put the bathrobe holder behind the door. That's why I actually have it connected to the door in our home in the US, in our comfort room, in our bathroom, and that's kind of the best place for it right there. Now the door will only open anyway, regardless, will only open that much, so there's no hazard of the hook itself breaking the window. So let me do centering on that, and then the next step is to go ahead and mount the hook. Well, now that I've got the soap dish for the shower installed, the towel rack, the hand towel rack over there by the sink, the towel rack here for the main towels, the hook, the robe hook back here behind the door, the only thing I have left is the toothbrush holder. Here's the toothbrush holder here. Now, I was debating about whether to install that or not because I need to have the mirror up there. I know what size mirror that I want to use, but I'm not sure that I could find a commercial off the shelf. So I was going to hold off installing the toothbrush holder, but I really wanted to install it. Then I got to thinking, oh, my good friend Kit Sanchez from Central Glass Solutions, the guy who's doing the glass enclosure here. It seems like no matter what I ask him, his answer is always, yes, I can do that, yes, I can do that, and do it the way that I want it, exactly to my specification. Just like all the hinges and all the hardware that goes with the glass enclosure inside here, he's doing it in like the all rub bronze, the dark brown hardware that's going with that. Nobody else would do that for me, but he said he has a special type of a way where they take it into a factory and they take all the chrome stuff and it's like replated, recolored with oh, I don't know, but they're gonna make, he said he will make sure it will look just like the other stuff that I'm installing in here. I'm trying to stay as close to the oil rub bronze, the dark brown color of all the hardware as much as possible, but it's not gonna happen right now. You know that song, you can't always get what you want? Well, sometimes that's the case, but sometimes you can get close to what you want. So we're going to work on it. Well, anyway, since I sent a text message to Kit and immediately he responded. My question was, Kit, can you make mirrors with frames to my custom specifications? And he is like, yeah, sure, I can do that. So right now, I'm going to go ahead and install the toothbrush holder over there because I'm going to tell him the exact size that I want for the mirror and the frame. I just asked him to send me some pictures or a catalog of what type of frames we can put around it. Remember, we have a theme here: Mediterranean, Italian, Tuscan, something old European style. So we'll see if we can't find a good mirror frame to match that. Well, anyway, let's go ahead and install the toothbrush holder. All right, time to take a break here for a minute. Now I've got the accessories done inside the comfort room number 1 on the first floor. So I need to take on another task. It's a little after 3:30 right now, and I could stop for the day, but I have just enough time to do a minor task if I can. I would like to knock out as much as possible. So I started looking at my list, and I see that probably one of the easiest things, and everything I think is easy, is I seem to run into a complication. Oh, by the way, I need to go back. You're probably asking questions about when I was inside the comfort room number 1 on the first floor. and I was doing an install. If you were looking at the time-lapse videography, you probably saw me shining a light a lot and taking a little bit more time on certain walls. Well, those were the walls that I know, looking at older videos, the videos that are actually posted here, I have electrical wires and I have plumbing back there. So when I know I am in the vicinity of those, I have to spend extra time, have extra caution when drilling those walls. The worst thing that you can do is, after everything is finished and you have your tile up and you drill your concrete bit through the concrete and you hit a water line or you hit an electrical line, that is a nightmare. It will take more time correcting that in the original build. So what I was doing as I was drilling, I know that electrical run in the orange PVC. So I just penetrate just a little bit at the time, and I was using the light to shine inside there to see if I was hitting any PVC. As well, I know that the plumbing is in the white PPR. Now it's a little bit harder to see because the white PPR is white and the cement is kind of a whitish gray, so you have to be really careful. Anyway, I was lucky I didn't hit anything, but be very careful when you're doing drilling into your walls. Good thing with this build right here is I have the Villa Feliz episodes that you see every single day, and I can go back and reference where the pipes are inside the wall, so that helps me out a lot. Take pictures or videos or both when you are doing your build, so you'll know when you start doing things later on that you'll know where all your pipes are. So the next thing I want to do is, I think it's a simple task, maybe an hour's task, and that's to try to get the mount installed on the second floor where we're going to put a TV inside the master bedroom. So I actually have the TV now. It's what I'm watching in the evening time. I'm watching Netflix every now and then, but because my other TV for the great room is not in yet. So let's go ahead and tackle that job and see if we can get that done before the end of the day. It is installed. I'm not bringing the TV up here. I'm gonna get it out of the echo. Let's go outside a little bit. I'm not gonna bring the TV up here because I'm using the TV downstairs. Again, I told you, until the big TV for the great room comes in. So for the time being, I'm just going to leave that there. I'll leave the rest of the parts, I'll leave the back of it on the TV downstairs. So when the other TV comes in, and I do the same, I gotta do this whole thing all over again with the mount for that area, you know, where the stone wall is inside the great room. And it has that framing in that area as well. So that's accomplished. So I think today was a pretty good day. I got to close because it is, oh my goodness, I am running so late. It is almost like a quarter till 6 or something like that. It's almost 6 o'clock. I'm running a little bit late because you think, well, James, you didn't get a lot done today. You got some accessories installed. You got the mount for the TV installed. What else did you do for the rest of the day? Well, you don't see some of the stuff that's going on in the background, some of the emails that I'm answering. Also, I had a visit today by the marketing salesperson here at the subdivision, and they wanted to come out and speak with me about some new things that are coming down the road with sales in this area in the phase 2 and pricing and things like that. So they always keep me informed. So if I have questions from people who are asking about lots over here, I can pass that information on as well. And of course, remember, the whole morning was the dog. You have no idea what I was doing with the dog today. Hapone chewed off his collar. I want you to see. This is what's left of a full harness on Hapone. So Hapone was very honored. He's a very bad boy this morning. And he chewed off the end of his leash. I put him on the leash out in the yard for a little while to keep away from Marianne, so to give me a few minutes to do one of my projects. And next thing I know, he's not on the leash anymore, and I just got a chopped off leash hanging out on the side of the yard. Bad boy. You are a bad boy. So that's why the dogs really took up a lot of my morning this morning. It's Hapone checking out Marianne. I got to keep them away from each other for right now, at least for the next 2 to 3 weeks. So anyway, I have some birthday shout outs before I close for today. I have a birthday shout out, 2 birthday shout outs for August 18th. And I have a birthday shout out for August 20th. Anyway, the first one goes to Michael Sriracha's wife, Andrea. Andrea is turning 47 tomorrow on August 18th. And Michael's son, also by the first name of Michael, but it's Michael Andro, he is turning 28 on the 20th of August. And I have another birthday shout out for tomorrow, and it's Michael Miner's wife, another Michael. It's Michael Miner's wife, Chin Chi Miner, and it's her birthday tomorrow. And Michael wanted to let me know that Chin Chi is from Korea. You know what? I lived in Korea for 8 years, in South Korea, in Pyeongtaek, in that area. So anyway, I love Korean food. I love the Korean people too. Wonderful, wonderful place, wonderful people. Michael also wanted to let everybody know that he and Chin Chi have been married for 28 years. So to you, Andrea, and Michael Squared, both Michaels, I want to wish all 3 of you a happy birthday. Well, I am losing a lot of light here. It's getting dark, and I need to close for today. And I need to get downstairs because I'm getting messages from Ness, both first on Skype and then on Talkatone. And then she'll probably be sending out the PNP here to alert me that she needs to talk to her Asawa. So let me get down there. So I'm going to close for sure right now. If you enjoyed today's video, please give me a thumbs up. Please share. And if you have not subscribed, just click on that little My PI Dream heart in the bottom right hand of your screen, and you'll be subscribed and you'll be notified the next time I upload a new video. So until such time, you have a wonderful and blessed day.